it's, if I didn't have the confidence that I would be able to go like I did, I wouldn't even be attempting this.
Yeah.
And, and this is one of the things that I've always taken pride in. If my name is on something, if I'm involved in something, I'm all in on it. And there's no different here. Like I'm coming back to prove that I'm one of the best in my mind to ever. I hate saying these kind of things, but I feel like I'm one of the best to ever do this.
Yes.
And that's what I was born to do. So I'm
Don't be
back.
Canadian about it. Let the people know. Say it louder for the people in the back.
I'm coming back to prove that, and to prove to the fans and in a weird sense, like my body's kind of been preserved for 7 years.
Yeah. Bump free.
Yeah, I'm 7 years older, but also like I haven't put any damage on my body in 7 years. And I think that's saying something.
Yeah.
And it's given all the other little nagging things that
like Austin Powers up in here.
Yeah, but it's like all those little nagging things that had kind of accumulated over the years have had taken been given the proper amount of time to heal, and I feel good.
Yeah.
And not just like physically, but mentally, I'm in a good place. Like 2020 was hard for everybody. It was hard for me, and then like, and I've talked about it before. Like I was living that retired life happily.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was, eating, a box of Cheetos at night,
oh
sitting
on
the couch
what a dream.
with the crumbs on me and getting them, dusting them off like it was nothing,
No shame in that
No
game.
shame in that. And then, so at one point I kind of, realized that it wasn't the way that I wanted to live, and wasn't happy with how I looked and how I felt. And, obviously with the gyms being shut down and stuff like that, I wasn't going to the gym. I was just kind of like, had some resistance bands. I was kind of like half-ass working out in the garage.
Do my pregnancy workout.
Yeah, going for a little run or a bike ride or whatever, or swimming with my daughter in the afternoon or something. But like, I was like, the whole thing kind of started when I did the unsanctioned match with Randy, where I couldn't get physically touched, and it was a real thing. And I was like, really, this is where I'm at, that I can't get touched, And it's like, so I kind of took it upon myself, and I made my own appointment and all those sorts of things. And I went to, there's a place in Tampa called the University of South Florida Concussion Center. And I saw them before I was retiring and all those sorts of things. So I saw the same doctor, and I made the appointment, went in on my own, didn't tell anybody I was doing it. And my thought process was, if I go in and they tell me that they think I'm good, it opens up new doors. And if they say, you shouldn't do this, I'm in no different situation than I was when I woke up that morning.
Sure.
So I went into the tests, and I sat down with the doctor after, and he's like, you like crushed these tests.
When was this? Like October?
It was earlier than that. It was like June.
Oh.
End of June. Early July. No, sorry, it was probably like early July.
Okay.
And he's like, you were average or above average on all these test scores. You didn't fail on anything. And then all your physical scores were good. And then we just had a conversation. I just told him like where my head was at. And I was like, if you think I'm crazy and you don't think I should do this, that's fine. But I just needed to know. And he's like, I don't think you're crazy at all. I think you can do this.
Yeah.
And we just kind of went from there.
So, that is crazy.
Yeah.
You look back to January at the Royal Rumble, the fact that you were in the Final Four with Edge, with Daniel Bryan. No one would have ever thought that would be the situation for any of the three of you. So for you to be able to take it upon yourself and go in and go get yourself medically cleared. So you had to do steps beyond that, obviously. You got cleared by your doctor, and then you had spoken to WWE.
Yeah. So, then I was like, after that, I was like, man, I really need to get in shape now. And, it doesn't matter if it was here or elsewhere. You can't just go like, hey, I'm cleared. If you give me a job, I'll get in shape.
Yeah.
You kind of have to put the work in, and then say, hey, if I come back, this is what you're getting, and be a professional about it. So that's when I was like, well, here we go. The work is starting today.
Yeah.
And so Adam Edge had been using a nutrition company out of Tampa called Nutrition Solutions, and they basically prepare custom meals. And
you're one of those guys now.
Yeah. And it's great. It was kind of life-changing. So they we did that. And then I built a little, like, when I tell you, like, I built a minimalist gym in my garage, like, gym equipment was hard to come by during a pandemic.
I was just going to say, trying to track anything down's impossible.
Like any weights between 10 pounds and 35 pounds, there was nothing. Nothing.
Thank God you had some resistance bands.
Yeah, I had some resistance bands, but I started to piece things together. And there's a little sports store called Play It Again Sports that sells like used. Yeah, there's a couple of them in Tampa. And I happened to, I just stopped in one just by chance, like maybe I'll find something in here. And the guy was like, they had like a bar in there, and they had like 300 pounds of weight, like an Olympic bar with like 300 pounds of weight. And the guy's like, yeah, he's like, we just got this shipment in today. Like, this will be gone by tonight. Yes. So like, I bought it, put it in my car, loaded up, and then like bought some mats. I tracked down online a half rack, which is like basically as a chin up bar, and you know, you can use it for bench, you can use it for a bunch of different things. Like, and it said it would be delivered within, what was it, within 5 to like 60 days or something like that. And I was like, well, I was like, well, I can either just order it and it'll eventually show up, or I can just keep putting it off and not find anything. Yeah. So I ordered the thing and it showed up in like 6 days. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. And so I got that. And then I found some dumbbells up to like 55 pounds, a couple kettlebells, just like really just going to these different places and just piecing things together. And I just like started doing just started working out, and it was like kind of going back to the basics. Cause, you know, like when you go to the gym, you're like, okay, well, this kind of works. I know I like, you know, doing this machine, this cable crossover machine, or like something like, you know, it's easy, but like, it makes you think, it makes you work, you know, work a little bit harder, makes you get creative with the exercises and stuff like that. And like, I literally did all that work with a bar and weights, some dumbbells, a kettlebell. I found a battle rope. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. And you know, a couple slam balls, and I eventually down the line got an assault bike in my garage. Oh my God. But I didn't even have that for the longest time. Yeah. Like that's probably only 2 months at this point.
So you can get those on Amazon. We ended up ordering ours off.
Yeah. I got my,
thank God, bring that thing in.
But it was, when did I get that? Yeah, probably 2-3 months ago. I got that. Yeah.
Horrible.
Oh,
they're terrible. I hate them, but it's such a bad time, but it works. Yeah. So aside from like, obviously the nutrition solutions, but you did all of your own training. Between the nutrition solutions and the training, that's how we get to abs, Christian Cage. Yeah, I started planking. Change your life. Oh, yeah. The planks. Yeah. Okay. I never planked before in my life. Really? Yeah. And now I plank every day for like 5 minutes. Damn. Yeah. The backstage Buddha hitting up the planks. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. Okay, so you're getting in great shape. What is the step after that? So then, like I said, I started to put the work in and get back in shape. And then I got called back to do something at WWE for, I'm trying to remember what pay-per-view it was. I can't think of what that was either. Still working with Randy though, right? Yeah, I was coming back and doing something where I jumped him kind of back. He had all the legends that he had kind of taken out. Right. Where he jumped them backstage. And I kind of floated it out there before that when I got the call that, you know, to Vince that had been cleared. And, you know, there's a little, then I texted him a little bit before I went there. And then I had a couple conversations when I went, and obviously, you know, he was very happy about it. And we had a couple of good conversations about it. And, you know, I said, there's still some work to do, but we'll see where we get to at this point. And, you know, we just kind of move forward from there. And like I said, I just kept, you know, I knew that I wasn't ready to get back at that point. And that was probably like end of September, October. I knew there was still some work to do. And, but I was much closer than I was in July. Yeah. So what have your conversations with Edge been like during all this? Because I mean, he obviously had to go through a ton of shit to get back in the ring as well. He was one of the very few people that knew, right? And knew the work that I was putting in. And when I like kind of told him what I was thinking, he's like, he was very supportive, obviously, because, you know, it'd been taken away from him as well. And when you get to that point where you think it's gone and then it comes back, it's almost like what just happened, you know? And I know like when he came back at Royal Rumble the year previous, you know, he's always been very good at kind of keeping his nerves in check.
And I've never really seen him nervous before. And he was super nervous before that rumble. And I was just kind of there, just kind of lightening the mood, making him feel positive. Like, man.
And
like,
missed his fucking spear.
I was like, man, it's like riding a bike, and it was just a very calming presence for him. Just like, nothing to worry about. And then he kind of did the same for me here.
Yeah.
Because when it's you, you're,
you need someone to shut you down a little bit.
So it was kind of like the same, the just reverse roles, He kind of just calmed me in, but also like, he had kind of seen me when I was kind of like in that dad bod stage, and like I had a few months had passed since I saw him again. And he saw me, he's like, wow, man, you look great. Like, then he was really reassuring at that point when I started really kind of turning it around, so it's, and that gave me more motivation as well. But he's like, man, if I did this, like, you can do it too. And just a great sounding board. And here we are.